I believe we are live. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me. Welcome to another Monday. Appreciate you guys joining in. So hopefully you guys are having a good day so far, a good start to the week. Let me just get my chat box up. Window. Right. Yeah, so welcome to another live on a Monday where we do a 20 question mock test and answer your questions live. Laura straight in. Welcome, Laura. Hopefully you are well, having a good day. Elizabeth, welcome. Hello to you. Hopefully you are well. I've not seen your name before, so I'm assuming you're new. Aman Preet. Hopefully I'm saying that. I'm butchering names. I'm not good at pronouncing names, but hopefully you are well anyway, regardless of how I pronounce your name. Welcome. Good day to you. Got different names. I've not seen your guys' names before. Yinka, hopefully I'm saying that correct. Hello and welcome to you guys. Amanda, welcome. Hello. Cresta, it's good to see that you're back. Hopefully you are well. Hopefully the studying's going well with you. And Cresta sending out some love to you guys. She's saying hello to everyone. Antoinette, not seen your name before. Welcome to you and hello. Patrick, welcome. Hello to you. Intimate. Here we go. Entertainment TV, welcome back. Hopefully you are well, having a good week so far. David, hello and welcome. Hamado, welcome. Good afternoon to you. Patrick, thank you. I've passed my driving theory test. Congratulations to you. Hold on one sec. Let me just get this up. Where you gone? Patrick, let me know what your next steps are, whether you're going to be look to take driving lessons or a book a driving test. At some point I can find this thing. Here we go. Right, congratulations, Patrick. Let me just get it up and running. Giving you guys props because you deserve a special congratulations on that. Yeah, let me know, Patrick, if you are going to take driving lessons or look to book a driving test. Hello, Portia, welcome. Hopefully you are well. I got 41. Are we talking about your real test or a mock test? Let me know. Hopefully it's a mock test and not the real one. Oh, at least I got that right. Thank you. Hello and welcome. If you guys have got any questions relating to ferry or driving, put it in the chat and I can answer it directly to you rather than me giving a generic answer, especially if you've got a ferry test coming up this week or in the next couple of weeks. Let me answer your concerns, remove those doubts as soon as possible. Nice to hear from you, Elizabeth. Good afternoon, Dorian. How was your week? My weekend was alright. It was chilled, to be fair. Apart from the football on Saturday, it was chilled. So yeah, it was a nice weekend. Hopefully your weekend was good. Yes, Caroline, another Monday. Hopefully you had a good Monday. I've had a good one so far, and I always love the live, so that just tops it off, the icing on the cake. I'm really glad the videos helped you out. I'm assuming you meant you failed with safety margins. The safety margins you're talking about on that one. It can't have been just safety margins. Take a look at the categories. Maybe you got the most amount of questions wrong in safety margins, but if you got 41, I can pretty much guarantee you got more than 5 categories wrong, and that's where the weakness lies. If you get more than 5 categories wrong, there's a weakness in your knowledge. Hello and welcome. Antoinette, I just seen your message. It's your first time. Welcome. If you've got any questions, put it in the chat. Let me answer it. And remove the doubts. Let me know if you are, have you got a theory test booked or are you just studying at the moment? Congratulations, Tracy, for passing. Well done to you. And again, in the chat, just let me know what your next steps are, whether you're going to be taking driving lessons or a driving test. For some reason, this is not working. But congratulations, Tracy, for passing. And thank you for coming back and letting me know. I appreciate that. For all you guys that are actually coming back, where pass or fail, you guys are still coming back and let me know, and I appreciate that because that's the only way I know the videos are working or not working, depending on what your result is. And I can help, if you haven't passed it, hopefully I can help you pass the next time round. Tomorrow, good afternoon to you. And she's saying hello to the rest of you guys, you folks. Maria, hello and welcome. I'm booking my driving test as soon as possible. I have a vital question. Ask away, Patrick. Let me know in the chat and I'll do my best to answer it. Hello and welcome. Good afternoon, please. I need more highlights on motorway and vehicle document. My test is on Thursday, which is what, 3 days away. Motorway questions are on the channel. If you go with the Study With Me series, there's a Head Start 20 question mock test on that. And I've done a document one on the Practice Makes You Better series. Again, a playlist on the channel. I've done a document, I think it's about 2 weeks ago, the document one. And that's a 30 question mock test, actually using the app. So what you need is actually on the channel. If there's any particular questions you want answered, type it in the chat and let me deal with that before Thursday, before your test on Thursday. For the fourth time in the third, I got 41 and passed the hazard, got on the mock, so I get them right. I have booked it now. It's 14th of October. Right, I'm going to come back to that comment and I can tell you why you're possibly passing on the on your mocks, but not on a real test. I will come back to that in a second. I booked another for the 30th. I'm assuming you mean the 30th of this month, which is Friday, Thursday or Friday. I've been doing my 5D diamond painting all day now, doing both. I'm not sure what you mean by 5D diamond. Am I missing something here? Just let me know what you mean by that, Caroline. But I'm glad you could multitask. I'm assuming this is your vital question, Patrick. Please, is driving lesson a prerequisite for the driving test? That will depend on your standard of driving, to be honest. I can't answer that because I don't know what your driving's like. If you've got driving experience, a lot of driving experience, probably not. But like I said, it's not about drive. It's not about driving. Everybody thinks the driving test is a bit about driving. It's not. Believe it or not, it's driving safely. There's a difference between driving, getting from A to B, which is common. Like my people this morning, I asked him how did he feel about his driving and how did it go. His comment was it went well because he didn't knock anybody over. On the driving lesson with a driving instructor, you're not going to be knocking anybody over. The instructor is going to keep you safe. So that's just because you're not hitting anything, not crashing anything, it doesn't mean that you're driving safely. So my advice to anyone looking to take driving test but not look to take a driving lesson, I will still take a driving lesson so the instructor can give you an assessment, your strengths and your weakness. So to be honest, Patrick, with that question, I would turn around and say yes, just to at least take one so you know where you're at. A driving test isn't cheap. To go and take it and fail it when the lesson may have guided you on the right path is your better option. Not to mention the waiting time is really long. So if you get a test day, ideally you want to pass it first time where possible. So my answer to that is going to be at least take one and get an assessment from the instructor. Hopefully that helped. Hi, Dylan, thanks for your awesome content. I had my theory test today at Luton. Oh, wow. Diva Centre passport. Yeah, well done to you. 48.50 and 54.75 should be booking my driving test by next month. Keep up the good work. Are you from Luton, by the way? Nayi? Hopefully I'm saying that right. No, Nayi's Hub. It's not your name. It's just the channel. Hold on. Let me just unlock this. And it's still not working. Hold on 1 second. Congratulations on passing. Are you from Luton? Just let me know if you're from Luton. It's interesting because that's my neighbourhood. Tracy, hello and welcome. Hold on, thank you so much for helping me get through my theory test. I got 46 multiple choice and 43 for hazard perception. I'm assuming you, well, hold on, with that information, Tracy, I'm assuming you passed it because you're thanking me, but you're 43, didn't get 43 out of, for your hazard perception, otherwise you would have failed it. So you got a bit more than 43 on your hazard perception. But congratulations for passing, and thank you for coming back and letting me know. Why is it saying it's locked? So congratulations. Right, let me quickly do the overview of the theory test because some of you are new here and I never assume that you guys know how theory tests work. Again, literally this morning in the class that I had, there was one person didn't know how many questions was on the theory test, which I found really weird booking the course, but you don't know how the theory test works. So I never assume that you guys know how the theory test works. Let me do this. Let me get rid of this theory test coach. Right, that makes things a little bit better. Kindly treat road signs and hazards, please. Kindly treat road signs and hazards, please. Again, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm assuming you want me to address road signs and hazard perception. Hazard perception won't be doing road signs. That depends whether it comes up on the mock test that we're going to do. If there's a particular road sign you are struggling with, let me know in the chat and let me deal with the particular road sign itself. But in terms of the category, I won't be doing that as a standalone on this live. Muffy, good afternoon to you and welcome. Laura just saying, well done, Tracy. Right, let me just quickly do an overview. First of all, it's multiple choice. So it's the theory test is in two parts: multiple choice, questions 50, and hazard perception. Let me just address this point as well, and I'll tell you why. So you've got, I recently did my theory test 4th time now and failed it. I got 41 and passed the hazard. But on the mocks, I get them right and I have booked it now. It's 14th of October. Right. This has been coming up a lot recently in the last 3 or 4 weeks from the messages I'm getting on email, Instagram, and the odd phone call that I'm being receiving that you're failing, passing the mock test, but failing the real test. The reason, or one of the reasons why you're failing the real test but passing the mock test is because you're just doing mock test. The theory test is made up of 14 categories. And what the 50 question does, or the real test does, it takes questions from those 14 categories and makes up the 50. So for example, let's just say for argument's sake on your mock test, let me go back to full screen. So just for example, you do a mock test. So you're doing a 4-in-1 app just for argument's sake. You're doing mock test after mock test after mock test and you're passing. It could be because the mock test is taking questions from the 14 categories. Just for argument's sake, let's say one of your weakest categories was safety margins, because that came up in the chat. So safety margin was your weakest category, but you're doing mock test. The mock test only gave you 2 safety margin questions. You got the 2 questions wrong. It means you got 48 out of 50. So you're passing the mock test. You now go for the real test, And the real test gives you 6 safety margin questions. Because your category of safety margin was weak all along, but you just didn't realize it, you now got 6 questions wrong. And plus, with any other questions you get wrong, you're now under the 43. That's the reason why. My advice to you guys, and I've seen this in our Discord, do mock test after mock test. Mock test is not always the best way to go. The best way to go is do each category in turn. So you're going to study all 14 categories, every question in the categories, so your knowledge is strong. And I'll repeat, if you're just doing the 50 questions, they may be giving you a weak category, but only 2 questions, for example, out of the weak category. But when you go for the real test, you're getting 5 or 6 questions from the weakest category. And that's the reason why you're failing the real test. My advice to all of you studying for the theory test is do each category in turn. Yes, it's long, it's winded and all the rest of it. But the point is, if you do it that way and your knowledge is strong on each category, it doesn't make a difference how many questions you get from any particular category. You stand a better chance of passing your theory test first time. You need to weigh up. Is it worth taking it 4 or 5 times to pass it? Study really well, take it once and pass it once. You got to weigh up which one's best for you. And that's probably the reason why. So hopefully that explains why you could be passing the mock test and failing the real test. So with the 50 questions, you have to get 43 out of 50. And you've got 57 minutes in total to do this. My advice is read the questions 2 or 3 times, read the answers 2 or 3 times, especially if it's long worded. If it's got a lot of words in there, read it 2 or 3 times so you make sure you've got the full understanding of it. Once you've done the question side of it, you move on to the hazard perception. So the hazard perception has 14 videos. 13 of them have single hazard where you can score a maximum of 5, and one of them's got a double hazard, which is 2 5s, so you score 10. You have to average at least a 3 on every clip. If your average is below 3, you're going to fail. As simple as that. Ideally, you want 5s and 4s to bring the average up. Just in case you mess up on 1 or 2 of them, you're still going to pass. And ideally, you want an 8 or 9 on your double with that one. There is no trick questions on the theory test. It's straightforward, very simple, as in you're looking for the safety option. Sometimes you read the question, it sounds like a trick question. It's just that the theory test is worded badly. It's been written and worded very, very badly. So there's no tricks. It's straightforward. You're looking for a safety answer. If it doesn't lead to safety, then you're looking for a controlled outcome, which is normally your motorway questions or your first aid questions. And the most important thing about the theory test is do not overthink it. The test is very simple, very straightforward, and it's not about you as an individual. It's got to be a generic answer across the board. So no matter who's taking it, where they're taking it in part of the country, it's going to be the same answer across the board. Once you make it personal, then you're looking for a different answer, which is going to lead to a wrong answer, which means obviously you're going to get that question wrong. So do not overthink it. If they give you A, B, C in the question, that's all you got to play with. Do not start adding E and F and all the rest of it, because then it becomes a different question as well. So hopefully that helps you guys out in terms of the overview. Let me just carry on with the catch up with the comments. What's the difference between a two-way road and a dual carriageway? What's the difference between a two-way road and a carriageway? Depends how you're wording that. If you mean a single carriageway, the difference is a dual carriageway. It's got a central reservation in the middle. It's got a crash barrier in the middle, so there's no chance of going the other side. I'm sure you're meaning not instead of a two-way road, because there's no such thing. You mean a single carriageway. So a single carriageway has nothing in the middle, so you can go on the other side. A dual carriageway's got a crash barrier in the middle. I have my theory test tomorrow. I failed 4 times. Tomorrow, Tuesday. Well, if you've got your test tomorrow, there's not much you can do other than last minute cramming, if you like. You got to ask yourself why you failed 4 times. But if you've got your test board, there's nothing you can do about it now. Just take it and hope for the best with that. But if you've got any questions or any issues, put it in the chat so I can help you as best I can and give you the best possible chance for tomorrow. Simply Me, welcome back. Hello to you. Hopefully you're well. Hope not. Don't go missing on me just because you passed. Stick around, let me know until you pass your driving test. I want you to get your license. I can help you with that as well, so don't go missing. My theory test is booked for 12th of October. That's about 3 weeks away, give or take. So you've got plenty of time to study. You're back shouting at me, Simply Me, and I'm not taking it personal, by the way, so that's all right. Emmanuel, welcome. I recently did my test. I got 41 and bought it again. It's 14 if I get it right when I do mocks tests and stuff. Yeah, just like the explanation I gave you. Hopefully you heard that. If not, catch it on a replay. Study the categories. That's the reason why the 50 questions is made up of the questions and the categories. And I bet you, put it in the chat as well. How many of you actually take mock tests, so using apps, whether it's the driving test success or the DVSA one? How many of you actually click finish and look at your strengths, i.e. your strongest category, and look at your weakest category? I bet you half of you watching don't even look at your weakest category when you click end. You just either see pass or fail, and that is it. And that's where some of you are going wrong. The whole point of the mock test, it shows you your strengths and it shows you your weaknesses. And the weaknesses is definitely what you want to brush up on. But put in the chat how many of you actually check your strengths at the end of your mock test. My next step is to do driving lessons, but it's proving very hard to get a test date booked. A test date or an instructor. Yeah, the waiting time is long. I'll give you a little tip in a minute. Let me just catch up with you. Let me just start this comment. I'll come back to that in a minute, Tracy, and I'll give you a little tip. I wanted to my score goes up and down in my theory is next week. I keep passing most of it. I do get a few fails. That's life. There's no guarantee you're going to pass it every single time. But the question you want to ask is, if you are failing it, are you going over and reviewing the wrong answers, and do you understand why your answer is wrong? That's what you need to do. You learn from mistakes. That's why it's called mock. You guys, again, always stressing out when you fail a mock test. It's not a bad thing to fail a mock test. You learn from mistakes. If you're going to pass everything in life, then is life worth it? You get stronger from knockbacks. Hello and welcome. Wayne, blessings to you and thank you. Oh, I'm with you now. I get it. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad you're multitasking. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm still going to go through the chat, so keep the chat going. I just want to say congratulations to Joe Indy. I passed my test today, multiple choice 47 out of 50, and enhanced perception 68. Wow, that's high. Well done to you. And thank you so much. Congratulations on that. And thank you for coming back. Let me know what your next step is. So congratulations on passing. Right, so what I want to do is start the mock test. The 20 question mock test. Screen share, where are you? Right, so for all of you that are new, let me just quickly explain how this works. So there's going to be a 20 question mock test. You guys put the answer in the chat. But what I would like you to do, because there's a delay between me, you, and YouTube. And what's been happening, some guys are 3-4 questions back. So you need to put the number of the question and the letter for your answer. So we read the question first. You're on a motorway. What must? The key word there is must. You do if there's a red cross showing above every lane. My advice, if it's an image, look at the image and then go to your options. A, leave at the next exit. B, pull onto the hard shoulder. C, slow down and watch for further signals. D, stop and wait. So please put the number and the letter of your answer. And that way I know we're on the same questions together, just in case, like last week, some guys was 3-4 questions behind. But still keep your stuff coming in the chat. I'm still keeping an eye on that. So type in the chat what your answer is. Just came to say thank you so much for your teaching. I'm so blessed for I access your page, multiple choice 44, enhanced perception 48. Normally I get 55 plus enhanced, but God's good. I passed. Well, sorry. Well done to you for passing. Again, let me know in the chat what your next step is, whether it's going to be driving lessons or a driving test. I'd like to know what your guys' next step is. KEV, Valerie, hi, welcome. Oh, sorry, I just saw your message. Decree, I passed Saturday. Next step is doing my test. Okay. What part of the country are you in? Just let me know what part of the country you're looking to take your driving test. There's this question I saw about headrest. It was about what height it should be placed or set. I remember one of the options that says eye level. That's not a ferry test question, that's a driving test question. But the answer is eye level. The ferry test question about headrest is what's it for, which stops you from getting injury or neck injuries. But that's the ferry test question that the examiner can ask you in your driving test. But the answer is eye level or air level. Got my ferry test on 10th off the top of his channel has helped me feel a lot confident for my theory test. Kieran, I'm glad it does. If you've got any issues, let me clear it up. I can make you feel more confident. Asas, welcome. It's good to see you every week. I love when you keep coming back. Well, welcome. Right, let me see what you're typing. That should be coming through now if the internet's not that slow. Wow, how many of you are on there? 67. You guys type so fast, unreal. Right, there's so many of you answering. Right. 1D. So we got D. Right, most of you going for D. Let me just see if there's a difference of opinion on this. Oh, I got an stay put. I got an A on this. Right, most of you, again, I got an A. Right, it's got D's and A's, right? 4 X's, leave it an exit. No, whoever put A can't leave it an next exit. Those 4 X's means you must stop and wait for further information. There's normally something going on and it's closed ahead. So that's what that means. So stop and wait is going to be the correct answer. What should you do immediately after joining the motorway? So the key word there is should. Do immediately after joining the motorway. Position your vehicle in a center lane. Try to overtake. Readjust your mirrors. Stay in the left-hand lane. Remember, put your question number, which is 2, and then your answer, please. All right, let me catch up with you guys on the chat. Hi Don, thank you. Your videos helped me pass on second attempt. Multiple 49. Oh, almost got a full house, but well done for passing. Congratulations on that. And 60 on the hazard perception. Again, please let me know in the chat what your next steps are. Whether it's going to be driving lessons or a driving test. I'd like to know what journey you guys are going to take. Patricia, welcome. I wrote my test on Friday. So I'm retaking it in 2 days. Right, the question you have to ask yourself is this, and this is for everyone who's taken the test and failed it. Question, I wrote my test on Friday, so I'm assuming that's Friday gone. I failed my multiple choice. I'm retaking it in 2 days. I need help, especially road and traffic signs, safety margins, vehicle handling, vulnerable road users. Now the question, I'm not being funny, the question is, you failed your test on Friday, you've booked it, but you still need help with all these subjects. Why? The reason why they give you the categories that you failed in, so you go from restudy. What's going to change between Friday and, when is it? 2 days time. So I'm assuming 2 days time is Wednesday. What's going to change between Friday and Wednesday, considering you're asking for help on all these topics? And road and traffic science is a massive one. Vehicle handling. Road and traffic science, there's 130 odd questions in the road and traffic science. Safety margins, there's about 30 odd questions in that. Vehicle handling, I've done a video on that the other day, and there's about 20 odd questions on that one. And vulnerable road users, about 30 odd questions on that one in the categories I'm talking about. So I have to ask myself, what's going to change between Friday and in 2 days time? But you ask for my help. My advice is go with the Study With Me series if you haven't done that, or the Practice Makes You Better series. The only one that's not in there that you've got marked up here is road and traffic science, which I have not recorded yet. But study the categories that you failed on. So look at the paperwork they gave you on Friday and re-study those categories. Because when you go for another test, it's 50 different questions. And again, for all of you guys, no problem, Faye. Thank you. If you failed the theory test, do not dive in and take another one straight away. What you want to do is go off and study the categories. If you haven't, let me just come out of this for a second. If you haven't already, watch that video. It explains why you keep failing by one, and it gives you the reasons for it. Do not fail a test and go and book it straight away, saying to yourself, I only missed it by one. You didn't. You failed by 9 or 8, depending on what score you got. That's where you have to look at. It's a 50 question test. You have to ask yourself why you didn't get 50 out of 50, because there's a lack of knowledge. And that's the reason why. Don't go book a test straight away. Right, what are we on to? Let me go catch up with this. Right, Simply Me, we've gone for 2D. D, Caroline D. Caressa D. Again, most of you going for D. Let me just see if there's a difference of opinion. Nope, nope, nope. It's all D's. What have we got? Try. Stay in the left-hand lane. What should you do immediately after joining the motorway? Yeah, stay in the left-hand lane. Always stay left when possible. What does this sign mean? Always look at the image, take the information in, and then go from there. So no parking on the days and times shown. You can park on the days and times shown. No parking at all from Monday to Friday. End of the urban clearway restrictions. Faye, you got your test on Thursday. Wish you luck with that. Again, if you've got any questions, any doubts, please put it in the chat. Let me help you out while we are live. Yeah, based in Luton. Okay. It's nice to know. So are you looking to take driving lessons now then? No problem, Tracy. I knew it couldn't be 43. Couldn't be 43 and still pass anyway. Yeah, I wish you best of luck with that. I've got my fingers crossed. Let us come back next week. Let us know how you get on. Yeah, passing the mock test is not a guarantee that you're going to be passing the real test. Like I said, look at your weakest category if you're not getting 50 out of 50 on the mock test. That's the whole point of the mock test, is to look at the weakest category. But like I said, most of you don't even look at that. You just look at the pass or fail, and that is it. Keep up the great work. I passed through your guidance. Congratulations on passing. Another one, same thing. Yeah, it's because of the categories. Your knowledge on the categories are weak. Strengthen that by doing the categories on an individual basis. No problem, you're welcome. Yeah, it is, like I said, 14 categories. It is long, but it gives you a stronger knowledge base, and no matter what they throw at you on a real test, you stand a better chance of passing. And also I will add, the real test is going to have some questions that you probably haven't seen before, and it is worded differently. That's the reason why it's about understanding it. So when they're adding different words, you still fully understand what they're talking about. Yes, sorry, Tracy. Yes, driving test. Sorry, let me answer this and I'll come back to your driving test situation. What are we on? Free. Right, Amanda's the first one through. 3A. A. Right, again, most of you have gone for A's on this. Okay, let me just take a quick look. Difference of opinion. Because there's so many of you typing the answers in there. It's good to see. Right, all of you gone for A's. No parking on days and times shown. Yeah, Monday to Friday, you can't park between 8 and 9:30, but you can park 9:31 to 4:29, basically. So it's that one. Right, why should you test your brakes after this hazard? Again, look at the image. Triangles are warnings if you didn't know, and that's a Ford. So why, again, keyword should. You'll be going down a long hill. Your brakes will be wet. You'll have just crossed a long bridge. You'll be on a slippery road. Right, Tracy, looking to book a driving test. Listen up, this is for all of you looking to book a driving test who's ready for a driving test. Monday morning, so you're looking at next Monday, 10 to 6, 5 to 6, log on. Make sure you got your driver's license, i.e. provisional, your ferry test certificate because you need the numbers on that, and a way to pay for the driving test. The DVSA releases new dates every single Monday at 6 a.m. So you need to wake up if you're not a morning person. It may take you a few Mondays to make sure because everyone's trying to do it. And that's the quickest way to book a driving test. Whatever date you get, take it. So even if it's next year, because we are taking bookings for next year driving test when we did it this morning. So we're taking it and we're actually swapping around with our other pupils. But you need a test date first so you can swap it. So once you do the Monday thing that I just explained, you can log on at any time after that, and then you're looking for a cancellation. And if you find a cancellation, then obviously you can bring it forwards. So that's the best way and the easiest way and the quickest way to book a driving test now. Monday mornings, 5 to 6, 10 to 6, log on. And then at 6 o'clock, they release the new dates. And hopefully you get something that is suitable. So hopefully that helps you, Tracy. Right, 4, let's see what we're doing. 4, 4, 4. Right, I got a 4C, so difference of opinion on this. 4B. And it's like the majority of you gone for B's. Mark, welcome to the live. Your question, your answer for 3B has just come through. So you're 3B amongst the 4s. So you, again, your internet connection is slightly slower than everybody else's. But welcome back, Mark. Yeah, most of you have gone for B's. Your brakes would be wet. If you didn't know, Ford is a lot of surface water. So it's, your brakes would be wet. That's how you want to test them before speeding off. Right, again, keyword should. How should you give an arm signal to turn left? A, let me just highlight this for you guys. A, B, C, or D. So how should you give an arm signal to turn left? Right, so I just see some of your answers. So the question I posed to you guys, how many of you check your strongest categories, the weakest categories, and you're coming through. I have sometimes. I have. Yeah, you should be checking that. Really use mock tests. Questions why simply mean you should be. I'm not saying don't do mock tests. What I'm saying is don't only do mock tests. You should use mock tests. Gives you a test situation. Annabelle, hubby got 49 out of 50. Well done to him. And 54 out of 75. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate that. 49 is a high score. When towing a caravan downhill, do you keep the same speed? Elizabeth, is that a theory test question? When towing a caravan downhill, do you keep the same speed? What is the speed they're talking about? If you're towing a caravan, to be honest, safety reasons, you should be, again, it depends what speed. If you're really going slow, you keep the same speed. But if you're going fast in the first place, i.e. 30 miles an hour and it's going down a steep hill, you want to reduce the speed. But that's not a theory test question on the app. It could be the theory test question in the real test, but that's not a theory test question on the app. But let me know if I'm mistaken with that. But I do check progress if and when I do them. I focus on categories. Yeah, focus on the categories, but once you've done the categories, you need to put it in the context of a mock test to see if your knowledge has held up. So you can't just do categories and that's it. You want to do the categories and then throw it into a mock test to see if you can do it under pressure, because when you do a mock test, it just changes your mindset slightly different. You don't feel it, but it changes your mindset slightly differently. And that's the reason why you need to do mock tests. So when you're going for the real test, you've experienced a test situation. Right, all these questions are coming up. Abdul, type in the chat, let me know if you've taken a theory test before. Because these aren't theory test app questions. But the answer to your question, if your friend is talking with someone, tell them to shut up. I'm not being funny with that either. As a new driver, you can get distracted. I don't know if that was an option on your 4-in-1, but tell them to be quiet. If that was the option, that's the one you want to go for. But let me know in the chat, Abdul, if you've taken a theory test before, because the questions you guys are asking aren't app questions. But as I said, some questions will come up in the real test that you've never seen before. And that's one I've never heard of before. I'm not saying it's not in there, it's just one I've not heard of before, simple as that. Right, so I'm re-yapping away here, 5D, I'm forgetting I'm on the mock test. 5, 5, 5. Right, here we go. Right, simply means come through first. 5C. C. No problem, Mark. I've just seen your message. Not a problem. C. Right, most of you gone for C. I've not seen your name before. Welcome, sneaking through the back door. Caroline, welcome. Right, you guys are going for C. And the question is, how should you give an arm signal to turn left? C is turning left. Right, let me just go through this so you guys know. A doesn't exist. That's in, out. That's what I call a hokey cokey. That doesn't exist. Up and down is slowing down. C, as you now know, is turning left, and sticking the hand out, leaving it out to the right is turning right. So that's your three signals: slowing down, turning left, turning right, and it is C. When must you stop your vehicle? If you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, at the end of a one-way street, at a junction where there are give-way lines, before merging onto a motorway. Annabelle, next step is driving test, but I can't seem to find a date even in March. Hopefully you heard what I said about logging on at 6 o'clock. If you did, try that method. And like I said, it may take you a few Mondays to get through, but that's your best bet in terms of booking a driving test. Laura looks at the categories. I'm quite an instructor with availability and was hoping to use you, but you don't cover Hackney. No, I don't. And plus I do intensive courses. I don't do the standard driving lessons, hourly lessons. I do intensive courses with that. You're about 12, 13 years too short. I used to do Hackney a lot. That used to be my area and part of North London, but not anymore. Hopefully you will find an instructor. Got through tomorrow. Thanks for help. Hope I pass Newcastle area. Fingers crossed for you tomorrow. Just take your time, read the questions. Anything you're not sure of, flag it, move on, and then go back to the flagged ones. But read the questions very carefully 2 or 3 times and read the answers again carefully 2 or 3 times. Remember, Andy, you're going for safety, nothing more, nothing less. Always safe, 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 and safe. Hello, Abby. Hopefully you're well. I've got an instructor from Red. Well done to you. 3rd of October. It's next week. Next week, Tuesday, I believe. Hopefully that goes well for you. Yeah, let me know how you get on with your first lesson. No problem, Patrick. Hopefully it did. Number 6. Sorry, let me catch on. I can chat to you guys all day. I need to remember I'm on the mock test. Right. What are we on? 6. Simply Me's got 7. I'm assuming you mean Simply Me. Simply Me. I'm assuming you mean 6. A. Amanda. A. So again, most of you gone for A's on this. Antoinette, you got 61. I'm assuming you mean 6A on that. Again, yeah, most of you have gone for 6A, and the answer is if you're involved in an incident that causes damage, yes, you must stop. If you have an accident, you must stop and find out if anyone's been injured on that one. When should you use your vehicle's horn? So when should you use your vehicle's horn? To allow you the right of way, to greet other road users, to signal your annoyance, to alert others to your presence. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Denise, welcome. I do look at the categories I need to work on after I did the theory. Yes. Always check your categories. Friday the 29th. I wish you luck with that. Again, come back next week. Let us know how you got on. Appreciate that if you do. Kingsley, thank you. Appreciate that. Farhana, hi Farhana. Hopefully you're well. I'm coming through it as you are such a good teacher. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. I'm following your videos already. Thanks a lot. The only advice I can give you, if you say advice for my oncoming theatre. So obviously it's coming soon. The only advice I can give you, like I give everyone, when you go in there, this is for everyone by the way, when you go in there, take your time. You've got 57 minutes. Read the questions carefully, and I will repeat that. read the questions carefully, because the questions are worded slightly different to the app. And then you want to read the answers, read every answer. If you watch my videos, I always say read the answers, every answer, just in case there's one better with more information in it. If you're not sure of the answer, do not stress, do not panic, do not freak out. Flag it, move on. And when the time you got left, you go back to the flagged ones. If you still can't work out what the answer is, work backwards, because there's always a stupid answer. I'll show you with this one in a minute. Hopefully there's some stupid answers on there. So always work backwards, get rid of the stupid answer, then you're left with 1 in 3. Sometimes there's 2 stupid answers. And then you're left with a 50-50, and it becomes slightly easier from there. Sometimes there's clues, what I call golden nuggets, in the question and in the answers as well. Again, I will show you that if one of the questions comes up. But it sounds stupid what I'm about to say. Breathe. Take deep breaths if you feel that you're stressing and freaking out. You need oxygen go into the brain. It makes you think clearly. If you stay stressed, stay panicked, and you don't calm yourself down, you're now going to start to overthink, start to stress, and you're going to choose the wrong answers. That's my advice for the theory test. Once the videos start, there's not much you can do with the videos. And hopefully you're doing a 2-click method on the hazard perceptions. So hopefully that helped you out. And we are on 7D. So let me find all these 7s. Right, here we are. Again, simply means come through first. D. And again, most of you are going for D's. Right, let me just see if there's a difference of opinion. Nope, all D's. Right, let me explain. Let's just say we didn't know what the answer was. So we flagged it, we've come back to it. So you're now going to work back with stupid answers to allow you to write away. There's no such thing. So we get rid of that one. To greet other road users. You're not greeting other road users. Stupid answer, get rid of that one. To signal your annoyance. The last thing you're going to be doing is that on the driving test, signal your annoyance at another driver. So technically you already got rid of 3. So by default, you're left with that one. And that's the way it works. So like I said, if you don't know the answer, don't freak out. Don't go looking for 1 in 4. Go looking for the stupid answer. And now you have a better chance. Worst case, you have to look for 1 in 3. And that's the way it works. What should you do if you're driving on a motorway and you miss the exit that you wanted to take? Carefully reverse along the hard shoulder. Carefully reverse in the left-hand lane. Make a U-turn at the next gap in the central reservation and carry on to the next exit. Been driving my international license since March 2023. Might have a single class before my driving test. Okay, I would definitely recommend that, especially if you're driving an international license. You may have bad habits that you do not realise. So I would definitely be taking an assessment lesson. I've done that once. It's true, on the real test comes a question about not coming to mock tests. This happened to me. I saw 8 questions I never saw before. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, the DVSA probably got a database of 12 to 1,500 questions. On the apps, it's about, if you want to round it up, it's about 800 questions. So they got 1,200 questions, give or take. The app probably gives you 800. So there's 400 difference. So like I said, if you understand it, understand the safety factor behind it, regardless of what they throw at you, you should be able to work out the answers from that. But some of you are still doing the apps and, I don't know why I did that. Some of you are still doing the apps and thinking, right, I'm passing that on the apps, I'm going to go in there and the questions are exactly the same. They are not. They're sampled questions because nobody has seen the real questions, because the DVSA do not want to release it because you're going to memorize it, and obviously everyone's going to be passing. So it's about understanding. That's what they're looking for. 8. Right, Amanda. Hello, Kate. Hopefully you're well. That's 7D. I'm assuming you meant 7D because it's come through with the 8s. And most of you are going for Ds. Goodwin. Not seen you here before, I don't think, but welcome. I love this. It is written. Welcome. Right, most of you are going for D's. Carry on to the next exit. Again, use the method of stupid answers. You're on a motorway. Motorway only goes in one direction. Reversing can't be done. Shouldn't be done. Carefully reversing the left hand again can't be done. Shouldn't be done. Make a U-turn. If you do a U-turn, you're going against the flow of traffic. So again, you've got rid of 3 answers there. So you're only left with the correct one by default. And that's why when I say to you guys about breathing, if you stay calm, you can work all of this out when you're under pressure. But you guys go in there and panic so much and forget to breathe. Right, what does this road marking mean? Let me just highlight that for you guys. So road markings. No overtaking allowed, no stopping allowed. Don't cross the line, you're approaching a hazard. Yeah, all you got to do it. Hopefully you only do it once. Get up early on a Monday. Hopefully you get through, book your test, you're done. But like I said, it's worth it, especially to beat the queue. Hopefully you're a morning person, Tracy. Yeah, Caroline, it will change because they're taking questions from different categories. So you do it, like I said, if you do a mock test this morning, you may just, again, argument's sake, safety margins may be your weak spot. But on the next one you're doing afternoon, there may be only 1 safety question, but 3 road signs that you messed up on. And again, road signs is going to be your weak spot. But technically, if you're passing the mock test 50 out of 50 every time, that means your knowledge is sound. If you're not getting 50 out of 50, that's why I said the target should be 50. Obviously, you need 43 to pass, but you should always aim for 50 out of 50. It means your knowledge is sound on every category. But if you are failing, not necessarily failing, but sorry, if you're getting 44, 45, it means you got 5 or 6 questions wrong. That's why if you fail the theory test and got 42, and you're saying to yourself, I only failed by 1, you didn't. You got 8 questions wrong, which means there's 8 categories if it's 1 question in each category. But I guarantee you, if you got 8 questions or more wrong, you got 5 or more categories. That's over 1/3 of the categories you got wrong. It means your knowledge is weak. And that's the reason why, if you just failed, i.e. failed by 1, you shouldn't be diving in to take another test. You should go off and study those categories they gave you on that sheet. It's all about building up your knowledge. There's nothing wrong with starting with mock tests, but you still got to end up doing the category. That's my advice. Whether you start with categories first, then mock test or mock test, and still end up doing categories, but cover every question in the categories. It gives you the best possible chance. 9. So I just want to put this up. I'm not seeing your name, Luceretta. Luce. I can't pronounce that. I'm never going to try. But welcome. Right, we are looking for 9s, right. 9D. Again, most of you going for Ds. Elizabeth, Ds. Most of you going for Ds. Yeah, again, like I said, look at the image first. If you look in the distance, you've got a bend. So it confirms hazard lines, and the reason why the hazard lines are there because there's a bend coming up. And that's why I say sometimes you can get clues from the image. That's why you read the question first, then look at the image, then go to the answers. Your vehicle has, try again, dyslexia. Your vehicle has broken down on the motorway. In which direction should you walk to find the nearest emergency telephone? With the traffic flow, facing oncoming traffic, in the directions of the nearest exit, in the direction shown on the marker post. I'm autistic, I have issues with hazard perception videos of multi-dimensional real life situations. I'm better. With that situation, the only thing you can do is practice. And you're looking at for hazards on that. Just literally keep looking for hazards. That's the only way. Practice is going to make you better on that side of things. There's not much you can do about the videos on that. If it's a question thing, that's slightly different. But yeah, I've had a lot of pupils come through with autistics, and we just practice literally. If they struggle with the videos, we literally just hazard click, and do it that way, and it becomes second nature. 10. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Goodwin. It's nice to see you here. Hopefully you come back. Have you got a theory test booked, or are you just studying at the moment? Please don't, I need your email. I need some advice and videos I can go to for my practical driving test. Sorry guys for interruption. Email is info@drivingtheoryuk. That's a channel name, and .com. So it's info@drivingtheoryuk.com, and that should come to me directly. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. The other thing I will add as well, it's not just, I know some of you are thinking, oh my God, do all the 14 categories, it's long. You also got to understand, you're going to use this knowledge for your driving test. And that's what you got. That's why if your knowledge is strong, what you don't want to do is pay for a driving lesson and your instructor is sitting with you at the side of the road, recapping on some of the stuff that you should know, especially road signs and road markings. I've done that in the past where the pupils passed their own theory test. We didn't train them. They come on our course just for the driving side of it. And I've got to be explain what hazard lines are, what give way lines are, stop signs. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be doing that. I want to be driving. And I know they do. But like I said, if your knowledge is strong, you just transfer that to driving. And we just drive, especially getting instructor like me. We just drive, because you learn by driving. You're not going to learn by sitting at the side of the road talking theory. So you're covering, do the work now, and it's going to help you for your theory test anyway, because you're going to pass that. And it's going to help you for your driving. 10. Right. Again, most of you are going for, difference of opinion here. I've got a 10B. D. And again, most of you are going for Ds. Right, what's the question? Your vehicle's broken down on the motorway. Which direction should you walk to find the nearest emergency telephone? Yeah, the direction shown on the marker post. Or if you don't know what marker post is, it's like a white post. It's got blue on the top and it's got a picture of a phone and an arrow which way to walk. And that takes you to the nearest SOS phone. You need to walk in that direction because it's got location numbers on there. And that's what you're going to give to the person at the end of the other phone so they know exactly where to pick you up. You're driving on a busy main road. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? You're driving on a busy main road. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? Make a U-turn in the main road. Turn into a side road on the right and reverse into the main road. Turn around in a side road. Make a 3-point turn in the main road. There's lots of main roads in the answers. Right, I think I'm up to date with all the comments. Yeah, because you stated that you're autistic, so obviously you know you're struggling with the videos before you even started. Literally practice the videos, trying to spot hazards, and hopefully that helps you out because you're recognizing hazards rather than trying to watch your two-dimensional videos. That makes sense. So it's just practice for you. If you've got 49 on the questions, it's still going to change because the questions always change on the multiple choice. But the videos, you're going to need to practice and practice looking for hazards on that. If you want to get a driving test, yeah, I would say sacrifice it. As I said, once it's done, it's done. You can look, if it's a far one away, for example, like I said, we did it this morning and we was picking up mid-January, end of January. And what we'll do is swap it with other people. So like I said, once you get a test date, you can go online at any time of the day and try to swap it. You're looking for cancellation at that point, but you need the bargaining tool in the beginning, which is original date. And if you can't swap it, at least you got a date booked. Just have an early Sunday night, Tracy. Right, 11. Right. Coming through now. Again, most of you are going for the correct answer, I'm assuming, because there's lots of C's. Don't see, let me see if there's a difference of opinion. Yep, I've got a D here. Gigi, it's good to see you back. Sneaking through the back door, I see. All right. C. Right, you're driving on a busy main road, so it's busy. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? C, turn around in the side road. Yeah, turn around in the side road and go the other way. You should not be doing a U-turn in the main road, holding up traffic. Turn into a side road. You should never reverse out into a main road. It's dangerous. And again, making a 3-point turn or making a 3-point turn in the main road, again, you're holding up traffic unnecessarily. So it is going to be C. What does this sign mean? So again, just taking a look at the information. Turn left for parking area, no through road on the left. Turn left for the ferry terminal and no entry for traffic turning left. A good win. You're just studying. There's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you're going to have to book a test. again, this is not my, when I don't do the course, it's in general. You can keep studying before you know it, 4 months, 5 months have passed. There's nothing wrong with booking a date in the future, realistic date in the future. Let's just say you're studying, I don't know, 3 times a week. You can turn around and say, let me book a test for the end of October, and that's your goal, and that's your motivation. And then as you get closer to that goal, if you're not ready, you don't feel ready, you can always push it back. Just keep an eye out on the cancellation date. It's normally, so let me just pause that. It's normally 3 working days before the cancellation date that you've got to change the date. So there's nothing wrong. This is for, again, for all of you. You can keep studying, but at some point you do need to book a date, and you can always work towards it. If you're not going to be ready, push it back. There's not a problem with that. 12. Not a problem. Hopefully you're fine, Gigi. Right, here we go. They're coming through now. 12B, B. And again, most of you going for Bs. I've got difference of opinion here. Mark's gone for a D. See if anybody else has got difference. No, the answer is, that's not a through road, so it's B. It's got a dead end. It means you can go down there, but it's a dead end. At some point, you've got to turn around to come back to go the other way. So it's a no through road on the left. An adult casualty isn't breathing. What I've just noticed as well, just while we're doing this, categories. We were talking about categories, and it's made up of different categories. This is a 20-question mock test. You guys can see it on screen. Let me just highlight it. It's giving you the section it's coming from. So this one's coming from incidents, accidents, and emergencies. That's what I'm saying. The question's made up of different categories. The previous one was road signs. And that's why I keep saying you need to fully understand the categories. Because if incidents and accidents was your weakest category, for example, and you got 5 or 6 of those questions on the real test, you're running the risk of almost failing, because if you got 5 or 6 of them wrong, you're already down to 45, 44. That means you have to get every other question more or less right. And that's the reason why I'm saying you don't know how many questions are going to come from which category. So do the categories. Right, sorry. An adult casualty isn't breathing. To maintain circulation, CPR should be given. What's the correct depth to press on their chest? 10 to 15 centimeters, 15 to 20 centimeters, 5 to 6 centimeters, and 1 to 2 centimeters. Aziz, well done to you for passing. Congratulations, thanks for coming back and let me know. Let me know in the chat what your next steps are, whether it's going to be driving lessons or theory tests. I'm really keen to know what your guys' next steps are, what your journey is. Thanks a lot, I passed my theory tests, didn't do any mock tests, only follow your nuggets lessons. I'm glad that helped for you, Jacko. Again, in the chat, please let me know what your next steps are. I learned things very quickly. I learned Italian in 4 weeks. I'm fluent. Wow, I wish I could learn that quick. Lucky for some. Oh, Aziz, I just saw your comment. Sorry, I've booked my practical for March. Wow, March. And if I just wish I could get a close by date. Right. So you're in a perfect position. You've got a date booked. 2 things. One, if you're taking lessons with an instructor, tell your instructor that you got the test date booked. Hopefully you already told him that, so he knows he can book that date in his diary, so he's available. And if he's part of the community, he can ask other instructors to swap it. Obviously, if he's not, then it can't be done. But you can go online any time of the day, morning, noon, or night, and look for cancellations. You don't have to wait for Monday at 6 o'clock now. You can do it at any time. You just have to be lucky to be online. And then once you find the date, if you find a cancellation, log on. You got 15 minutes to swap it. There's no extra payments. You just have to swap the dates, and then you're laughing. So hopefully that works for you. But yeah, just keep jumping online. Literally just keep jumping. I wouldn't do it every day, but every other day, every 2 days, so you can try to bring that forward. But if you've got an instructor, talk to your instructor. Hopefully he's part of that community, and he can ask around for you to swap it. Welcome, Paul. It's good to see that you're here. Hopefully you keep coming back. Right, what number are we on? 13. Oh, you got your test on Thursday. Wish you luck with that. You got 3 days, give or take, to get more studying in. Simply me for NC, right. Again, most of you going for C's. Yeah, 5 to 6 is correct for an adult. What does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of 500? What does it mean? The insurance company will pay the first 500 of any claim. You'll be paid 500 if you don't claim within 1 year. You'll have to pay the first 500 of the cost of any claim. Your vehicle is insured for a value of 500 if it's stolen. Emmy, I've booked my ferry for the 10th of October. So that's about 2 weeks away. Hope to pass first time. I hope you pass first time as well. Been watching videos to help and practice on official apps. Hopefully the videos are helping. If you've got any questions while you're here, drop it in the chat and let me answer it. But I'm here every Monday as well, so you've got another couple of Mondays to fit in. Come back to the lives. And like I said, if you've got any issues with the studying, drop it in the chat, write down the questions, and I'll help you to get that pass first time, hopefully. If you've got the test date booked, all you've got to do is log online, because I'm assuming you booked it online. So all you got to do is log in on the DVSA website, and obviously your local test, and I'm assuming you booked it at your local test centre, and it will just go through the dates. If it's got anything, it can be blank for that date and time, and then you just swap it. You just claim that date and then literally swap it. It's straightforward. Just the same way you booked it is the same way you're gonna change it over. Very straightforward, but you've got to log in online first. Right, you haven't got an instructor, that's fine, it's not a problem. Then you just can't ask the instructor to swap it for you. Just go online like I just explained. Like I said, once you claim the spot, you've got 15 minutes to complete the transaction, which should be straightforward. Right, most of you, again, coming through, 14 C's. Right, most of you are going for C's. And again, I don't see a difference of opinion. So most of you are going for C's. You'll have to pay the first 500. Yeah, excess means you pay the first 500, and anything above that, your insurance will kick in. What must, the keyword must, you do if your eyesight has become very poor and you're no longer able to meet the driver's eyesight requirements? Tell your doctor, tell your optician, tell the police, tell the driving license authority. How does a hazard perception work? It's videos that has potential hazards and a developing hazard. Potential hazard is a issue that could cause you a problem, and you're looking for the developing one. That's the one that's going to cause you to slow down or change direction. But you have to click in what we call the countdown window and get 5s and 4s with that. My advice is on the channel, I've got a in-depth video of the hazard perception. There's quite a few of the hazard perception videos on my channel, but the latest video, not the latest, the last hazard perception one, it's about 20 minutes long and it explains in detail what you should and shouldn't do. So my advice is click on that and get an insight, a better insight than me just explaining it. You've got on the test, I'm assuming you mean on the real test, it's the same. Whatever you do on your apps is the same thing on the theory test, on the driving test, if that's what you're talking about, you're doing it for real. If you didn't know, when I say do it for real, for those of you that didn't know, the hazard perception, when you are clicking your mouse, that's you checking the mirror. So if you was driving in the videos, you would be checking, that click is you checking the mirror. So when you do your driving lessons or driving tests, you're going to see the problem or a hazard and you're checking the mirror. That's all it is. So that click represents you checking the mirror or mirrors. Not a problem. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys get that license. 15. Right. D. Most of you are going for D's. And again, I don't see a difference of opinion on that. Yeah, you got to tell the DVLA. If your health changes, not just your eyesight, if your health changes, you've got to notify them. They may revoke your license or put restrictions on it. It depends how bad your health is. What must you check before you drive someone else's vehicle? What must you check? That the vehicle owner has third-party insurance, that the insurance documents are in the vehicle, that the vehicle is insured for your use, that your own vehicle has insurance cover. Go Pala, hopefully I'm saying that right. I've not seen you here before, so welcome. Thank you for taking part. You shouldn't be watching the animals, you should be watching the questions. Yeah, it's just to break up the background. You don't want to see a blank TV. Right, here we go. Coming through 16C. C. Difference of opinion, I've got an A here. C. Oh, got another one with the A. So this one is split, you guys. C, right, what have we got? What must you check before you drive? So I had the A's and C's. A, but the vehicle owner has third-party insurance. No, you don't care what the owner of the vehicle's got. You want to know what you've got. So it's going to be that the vehicle is insured for your use. You're the one driving it, so you've got to make sure you are insured to drive their vehicle. What does this motorway sign mean? Again, let me just highlight that for you guys. Always look at the image first and then go to your answers. Leave the motorway at the next exit. Change to the opposite carriageway. Change to the lane on your left. Pull up on the hard shoulder. Don't know why I'm nervous to take my tests. Been driving in my country for 9 years plus with no faults recorded. I'm assuming you are talking about a driving test because you said you've been driving in your country. Nerves is not a bad thing. I keep saying this, nerves is not a bad thing. Let me explain. As an instructor, if I take my pupil to a driving test, even when they go for their theory test at the end of the week, and they tell me they're not nervous, it makes me nervous. Nerves is a good thing as long as you can control it, because it keeps you focused. When you're not nervous, it's either you don't care or you're very complacent. So nerves is not a bad thing, it is written. It's a good thing. You just got to be able to control it. You're always going to be nervous. I've been an instructor for 28 years. When the examiner sits in the back of my car to watch my driving lesson to get my assessment, I get nervous, I get tongue-tied. The difference is I know my stuff, so I still pass it, but I still get tongue-tied because he's in my back. I get nervous after 28 years of doing check tests. So trust me, if I'm getting nervous, you guys are going to get it, because it means a lot to you. So it's not a bad thing. Definitely not. Just don't let it control you. Hello and welcome. What number are we on? 17. Right, here we go. They're coming through. 17A. Oh, difference of opinion straight away. I've got 17A, 17C. C. I've got A's. Again, this one's splitting you guys as well. It's half and half. A's and C's. Oops, let's put in the C bracket. All right, question. What does this motorway sign mean? That's change lanes. Leave, what was it? A's and C's. A, leave the motorway at the next exit. No, leave the motorway at the next exit will be straight and left. This is facing down to the left, says change lanes. Says change to the lane on your left. That's what that means. Why is traveling in neutral for a long distance known as coasting? Bad driving technique. It will cause the car to skid, the engine will run faster, it will make the engine stall, there won't be any engine braking. No problem. Much appreciated for the words, and like I said, I'm here to help you guys pass. I know on paper the theory test looks simple, but from experience in the classroom I know it's not, hence why the channel started. I think it's 3 years ago now. Just didn't expect there was so much people struggling with the theory test, to be honest. Did not expect that. But yeah, I'm here to help. As long as you guys keep coming back telling me how you are doing, then yeah, I'll keep making the videos as long as it's possible. Teresa, hello. Yeah, you should be saying sorry. But it's good to see you here. Hopefully you are well, by the way. $18. Right, they're starting to come through. D. Again, got D's. I don't see a difference of opinion. Yeah, you're all going for D's. There won't be no engine braking. That's the reason why. I won't go into the clutch and the two plates and all the rest of it. For those of you taking driving lesson, you will come across that with your driving instructor. But yeah, it's a bad technique to keep the clutch down when you are driving, or especially going around corners. What should you do if a tyre bursts while you're driving, otherwise known as a blowout? Pull on the parking brake, pull up slowly at the side of the road, continue at a normal speed, brake as quickly as possible. Not a problem. Once it's done, you can catch the replay. Work comes first because that pays the bills. I get that. I'm just glad you still joined us. Appreciate that. Oh, you guys are fast. 19. B, Patricia. Oh, Patricia got 18, sorry. Your 18 just come through, Patricia. 19. 19, so it's all B's at the moment. Yeah, most of you are going for Bs. What should you do? Pull up slowly at the side of the roads is going to be the correct option on that one. And why should you make allowances for older drivers? Older drivers can only drive cars that have automatic gearbox. Older drivers' reactions may be slower than other drivers. Older drivers are exempt from wearing seatbelts. Older drivers take more risk than other drivers. Twenty-ninth, that's this week. 12 o'clock midday, high noon. Tracy, I wish you luck with that. Please, if you can, if you're not working, come back and let us know. Hopefully good news. As I've been saying to everyone else who's got their ferry test, read the questions, please, carefully. Read the answers carefully and take your time. You've got 57 minutes. Do not rush it. Just make sure you get that ferry test certificate next time out. Not a problem. Oh, you guys are coming through quicker now for some reason. Caroline, 20, B. Oops, internet B. Right, most of you, again, going for Bs. Let me just see if there's a difference of opinion on this. No, all of you. Again, all of you going for Bs. So older drivers' reactions may be slower. Yeah, apparently when you get older, your reactions and slows down. So that's the reason why. So there you have it, another Monday live coming to an end. I will repeat, you guys are doing the work and you're putting it in, but don't cut corners by just doing mock tests. For some of you guys, it will work, some of you won't. But I will stress again, you're not just doing the ferry test just to get the ferry test certificate number. You're doing it to get your driver's license. You are going to need that knowledge for the for the driving test. So you're better off doing the work now, make your knowledge really solid foundation, so you pass the ferry test. Very simple, straightforward. When you go for your driving test, your instructor is not sitting at the side of the road explaining ferry tests like I had to do today, for example, hazard lines and give way lines to my pupil. So be very, very careful with that. For those of you that's got a test this week, I wish you luck with it. Please come back next week and let us know how. Yes, it does. It does. Like I said, I look forward to the Mondays, to be fair. Rushing home, getting set up with it, because I really enjoy it. And your guys' interaction, you guys have made this, well, it is. That's you guys, not me. So I appreciate it and I thank you for that. So like I said, for all of you that's got a test this week, I wish you luck with it. I've got my fingers crossed. Please come back next week. Let us know how it goes. For the rest of you, have a safe week. Keep studying. And I shall catch you next Monday. Same place, same time. Enjoy the rest of the week, guys.